Hi guys, John here, and about 6 months ago I did a video talking about Finasteride and Minoxidil and my experiences with it. I use Hims, the spray, and the topical spray so I don't take it orally. And I saw a lot of similar comments either in the comment section or on Instagram, so I thought I'd just do a video now I'm about at the 2-year mark talking about my experiences and also just answering some of the similar questions that I'm seeing. Will you lose your hair gains when you stop? Yes. So this product, Minoxidil and Finasteride, or Finasteride I think in particular, only works even if you're taking it orally as long as you're taking it. So it isn't like you take it for 2 years and then forever it works. You've got to keep taking it consistently. Have I had any side effects? No. How bad is the shedding? I was shedding before I used this product. Now I have no shedding. So I didn't have that as a side effect. I know that some people lose a lot of hair when they start using the product. Maybe that'll happen if I start using it orally. But for the spray, it almost within a couple of weeks, all of my shedding went. There was no more shedding than that was shedding before. So in the shower, I was just getting a lot more. I noticed like the year before I started taking this, I was getting a lot more hair coming out in the shower, and I was just seeing it like fall out a lot more, and I was like freaking out a little bit. But now, honestly, barely anything that comes out. How much do I pay? So I pay £156 every 6 months for 6 months supply, obviously, and the expiry date ends literally 6 months, like on the dot. I don't know if it's exactly that, but just to get you to order by the end of the 6 months, because I found the bottles last a little bit longer. Maybe I'm not using enough, but I'm doing the same amount of sprays. When I first bought it, it was about, I think, half price. I managed to get the 6 month supply for, and then obviously they upped it when I then did the latter 6 months. I managed to haggle a little bit of a cheaper, and a few people asked me about that, but I think it was just I threatened to leave and not do it, and then somehow it just managed to go cheaper. But I've not managed to do that again since. It's been 156 every 6 months, which I think is the standard Hims price since. Should I apply it in the morning or at night? I don't think there's a right or wrong there. I apply it as I'm leaving the house because I've got cats. So ideally, if I live by myself without any animals, I would wake up and just apply it as part of my getting ready routine. But I do it when I'm leaving the house, usually in the morning or the afternoon, or if I'm going to the gym. So it's just whenever I'm leaving the house, that's when I'll take it for the first time. I don't think there's a preference for it in the morning or night. I think it just matters that you're doing it every single day. Do I wash it out? So yeah, I usually leave the house, have it on for the period of that I'm out of the house, and then I'll either shower when I get back or shower at the gym and then wash it out, because I've got cats and Minoxidil is toxic to cats, so I don't want it spreading around the house. If I'm away from the house, let's say on holiday, or if I'm staying somewhere else for a few days where the cats aren't, I'll just leave it on as long as possible, like the whole day, until I have a shower. But I wash it out in the shower, but there's no time limit I have for it. Do I plan to use this indefinitely? Yes, until there's an alternative that I find more useful. I may swap to the oral tablets at some point because of the cats, just to make it a little bit easier, and also I'm intrigued just to see if it has a different effect. But I think at least for the next couple of years, so indefinitely, yes. And I think Finasteride, until there's an alternative for Finasteride that isn't a hair transplant. Did I get baby hairs through? So I don't know if you can see, actually. Probably not. I've just really annoyingly knocked over my hair curl cream, and loads of it went on my hand, so my hair looks a lot wetter than it usually is. But I started to get a few little hairs here at the side, and the worst bit was at the top for me, where I was losing my hair, and on the crown. My crown was just expanding a little bit, I noticed. And I've noticed that, well, even when I've got my hair cut, they've mentioned that they can see a few baby hairs coming through. So yes, but not anything I think to jump around about, just a few. Do I massage it into my scalp or just spray? So I spray it, I spray 2 there, and then I spray on the front as well, and then I lightly massage it in. I don't know what you're supposed to do, but it does say massage in. So I'm assuming that you massage in, but I think it would be good if Hims did like a clearer video on how to actually apply it. Do I miss days and still see results? So I don't miss any days if possible. There's been, obviously, over the course of 2 years, probably a handful of days that I've missed, maybe more than a handful, that I've missed maybe if I've got a lot going on, or say for example if I don't leave the house, then I have to like actively go to spray it and then go for a walk or something. But most days I'll at least go to the gym or at least go for a run or something, so I'll try and do it. But I've not noticed much of a difference if you miss the odd day. Obviously, I say I'm still taking it every day. I've not had a significant amount of time. The only significant amount of time was when one of my bottles was expired and I was in the Netherlands and my next order I couldn't get it yet, obviously. So I was still doing the expired ones, but then I stopped it for a few days just because I was a bit like, I don't know, I got in my head a little bit about it. But it was still fine. I didn't notice any difference for a few days. I think maybe because you're taking it so much, like it sticks. Also, just to bear in mind that when you say sort of see results, like from my understanding from Finasteride and Minoxidil, it's to maintain what you've already got and not lose further, and hopefully see new growth. But I don't think the new growth is guaranteed. That leads nicely to how often do I apply. So I apply once a day and I do 4 sprays. I've noticed that, again, the spray lasts longer than the 4 sprays. So sometimes I do 5 sprays, especially if I've done like a weaker spray on one area. So I'll do 2 at the top, then I'll usually do one, and then one kind of this area as well. Finally, how many bottles do I get? So I get 2 bottles that last me the 6 months, that have the expiry date nearly exactly 6 months after it was dispatched. And that's £156 that I pay with Hims. I don't know if you're somewhere else paying with euros, dollars, or other currency, what that would be. I don't know. So it's been 2 years, and yeah, I'm still feeling not much different than I did in my last video. So not a lot to report, but I don't think my hair's significantly grown, but it's definitely not losing. I feel like I feel confident in my own hair to feel like it's not a worry anymore. Like I don't feel like I'm losing my hair, especially when I compare photos now to photos from a few years ago. There's either no change or like do you know what I mean? Like, or a little bit of improvement almost. So I'm feeling positive still about where my hair's at, and when I'm styling it or when I'm getting my hair cut, like I feel a lot more confident than like lots of my hair falling out as before. So as I said, I'm going to continue to use it. Maybe I'll do an update in like 6 months again, or a year. That would have been 3 years. Oh my gosh. And see where I'm at. And as I said, the only change that will probably come in the future will be if I go from the topical to the oral dosage, mainly because I've got cats and I love them. And the idea of them getting sick because of my spray stresses me out. So I actually leave my spray in the car, like it doesn't come in the house at all. And I don't let them anywhere near me if I've got it on my head until I've had a shower. But they're fine, they're healthy. It's been 2 years and they're completely fine. So I hope that brings you some reassurance if you do have cats. And some people have commented saying it's toxic to dogs and frogs as well. So if you've got dogs or frogs as a pet, then also just be careful, because we love our pets, they're our family, aren't we? We don't want them to be sick. Yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe to Ease with John. I do videos Tuesday and Thursday on how to make life a little bit easier.